The guests' grandparents, newly married, arrived in New York for their honeymoon, eager to experience the city's wonders. One evening they attended the opera, where the bride's eyes were drawn to a dazzling necklace adorning the lead singer. Her grandfather, noticing his wife's admiration, made a quiet promise to himself.
My great-grandmother admired this piece on one of the singers, and my great-grandfather went after the show and talked to the Tiffany jewelers and arranged to buy this piece for my great-grandmother.
After the final bow, he found his way to the Tiffany jewelers, known for innovative designs and their iconic Tiffany blue. That very night, he arranged to purchase the necklace, turning a fleeting moment into a lasting gift. Decades passed, and the necklace remained in the family, its history slowly fading into memory. When an appraiser examined it, he immediately recognized its significance. The delicate beadwork and twisted wire design were hallmarks of Tiffany's 1870s archaeological revival style, inspired by ancient Roman and Greek motifs. The piece was a masterpiece of its time. The appraiser estimated its value at a reasonable auction price in today's market.
This is a wonderful piece, and I would expect that you would find this piece in a high-end store somewhere in the $40,000 to $50,000 range in today's market.
I don't think I'll be wearing it to any PTA meetings. Thank you.
The owner laughed, shaking her head in disbelief. She knew it was more than just jewelry. It was a love story, preserved in gold. A family heirloom, worn by generations of women, held a secret even its owner never knew. Passed down since the late 1800s, the necklace was more than jewelry, it was a legacy. The appraiser's eyes lit up as he examined the pendant, immediately recognizing something special. Two large old mine diamonds, each weighing a carat, gleamed under the light, surrounded by platinum and even more diamonds. She carefully detached the pendant, revealing its hidden transformation into a brooch, a secret waiting to be uncovered. The delicate chain, adorned with old mine diamonds, led to a breathtaking marquise-cut centerpiece. Then came the moment of revelation. Turning the pendant over, the appraiser found a name etched in history: Tiffany & Company, the creators of the modern engagement ring. The guest gasped. She had no idea her family's treasure carried such a prestigious mark.
That over here, it's signed Tiffany & Company.
Wow, didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
Ah.
The appraiser confirmed that the pendant and chain were made for each other, given the two signatures.
Twice. Okay, it's signed again over here.
Fantastic.
Tiffany & Company. That's how I knew these two pieces were meant to be together.
Sure.
With its all platinum Art Deco design, the piece was likely created around 1920. As if that wasn't enough, a hidden button revealed a spring-loaded lorgnette, an elegant touch for a grand evening out. Then came the final shock. The guest revealed the estimated auction value of the piece.
So now we come to the price. For the whole suite, including the other pendant, at auction, this would bring $30,000 to $40,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a lot of money.
Yes, it is.
Oblivious to the true value of the family heirloom, the guest stood frozen in utter disbelief. A man arrived at an appraisal event with an unusual vase he had picked up at an estate sale in Orlando. He wasn't entirely sure what it was, but something about its vibrant colors and intricate metal details had caught his eye. As soon as the appraiser examined it, she recognized it as something far more valuable, a piece of bronze-mounted Tiffany pottery. The vase bore a Tiffany Studios sticker, marked glass despite being pottery, which was a Tiffany's labeling. Another mark read BP522LC, Tiffany Favrile, further confirming its authenticity. Tiffany began producing pottery around 1903, initially as bases for his famous glass shades. But by 1904, his studio had expanded into crafting standalone art pottery. This particular vase, likely made after 1905, featured a high-fired glaze reminiscent of Chinese porcelain. However, what truly set it apart was the intricate bronze mount. Had it been just the vase, its retail value would have been around $3,000 to $4,000, but with the bronze work, it soared. A simple desk lamp, passed down through generations, turned out to be far more than just a keepsake.
It was my grandmother's. She lived in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Probably about 20 years ago when she died.
The appraiser immediately recognized it as a Tiffany Favrile glass lamp, crafted in New York around 1906. Its hand-blown glass shade shimmered with an incredibly rare blue hue, making it a collector's dream. The appraiser examined that the blue ones were exceptionally hard to find, making it extremely valuable.
There's the gold shades being usually around the lower end, then the green, which we see a lot of both. But blue, we don't come by those very often.
Due to this rarity, their value had skyrocketed over the years, driving up demand among serious collectors. Despite minor issues, missing feet, a replacement switch, and slight wear on the fitter rim, the lamp remained in impressive condition. The appraiser revealed that even with the flaws, the lamp could fetch a decent sum at auction. If the minor damages were repaired, its value could easily exceed even this estimate.
But also, if you get these other parts fixed, it will definitely be retail of at least $20,000.
Oh, okay.
Had the shade been green instead of blue, the value would have dropped drastically. Even more surprising, the base alone wasn't worth much. The real value was entirely in the shade. What seemed like an ordinary lamp was actually a dazzling piece of history, hiding in plain sight. A Tiffany mantle clock, passed down through generations, turned out to be far more valuable than expected. The Guest's family had owned it for years, but its origins remained a complete mystery.
It was from my dad's stepmother's side of the family, and we really don't know how long it was in her family. It's just been passed down and passed down.
The appraiser identified it as a Tiffany & Co. retail piece, though the movement was made by the Chelsea Clock Company. Chelsea, known as the Timekeepers of the Sea, produced high-quality mantle clock movements. But what truly set this clock apart was its exquisite, rare engraved case crafted from glass. The case was crafted by Sinclair, a renowned glass engraver who started in Corning, New York. Unlike more common Steuben cases, this one bore Sinclair's signature mark, an S in a wreath. The appraiser explains the sheer rarity of such engraved glass cases in today's market.
To find a clock in a glass case like this is very, very unusual. Most of the ones that you find are in Steuben-made cases.
While most clocks like this are found in smaller sizes, this one was unusually large. Its combination of Tiffany branding, Chelsea craftsmanship, and Sinclair engraving made it highly desirable. In a high-end market in the current economy, the appraiser estimated that it could sell for a decent sum.
Certainly would sell not so much to a clock collector, but to a glass collector, without question, anywhere from $7,500 to $8,000 today.
Oh, okay.
Even in this economy.
A stunning heirloom, blending timekeeping and artistry, holding so much value, hidden in plain sight. A simple thrift store find turned out to be an unexpected treasure worth a small fortune. The Guest shared how they came across a Tiffany pottery piece at a local thrift store for only 99 cents.
I went to one of my local thrift stores like I normally do, and it was on the shelf. I picked it up, put it back down, picked it up again, and I saw the LCT on the bottom, which...
At first they hesitated, but then noticed the LCT mark on the bottom, recognizing it as Louis Comfort Tiffany's signature. At that moment, they knew they couldn't pass up the deal, especially since someone had already looked at it and put it back down. The appraiser confirmed it was Tiffany pottery, with both the LCT and Favrile marks on the bottom, proving its authenticity. They explain the journey of Tiffany pottery, dating back to the early 20th century.
6-inch peapod vase.
Tiffany introduced his pottery around 1904 and made it for about 15 years. It's relatively rare and very collectible.
While much of Tiffany's pottery was unglazed, this piece was glazed with beautiful green and red tones, which added to its appeal. The vase, described as a 6-inch peapod vase, was an extremely rare and desirable collectible piece. The appraiser pointed out that even smaller pieces like this one were highly sought after by collectors. The Guest had searched for a value but had trouble finding any clear pricing or definite value for it. After consulting with colleagues, the appraiser estimated its retail value at the current auction market.
To some colleagues, we feel like a retail value on this piece is $5,000 to $7,000.
Really?
Really.
Thank you.
The Guest was amazed to learn about the vase's high value, grateful for the appraiser's insights. What if a $200 auction find turned out to be a priceless piece of history? With a twist. One Guest brought in a lamp they believed was a genuine Tiffany, only to uncover a surprising secret.
I bought it at auction back in Manassas, Virginia, outside of Washington, D.C. at an auction many, many years ago. I don't even know the exact year.
The appraiser revealed that the Tiffany signature engraved onto the base was not authentic. But to the Guest's relief, the real signature was hidden right beneath it, still making it an authentic piece. This lamp, crafted in the late 1890s, was originally designed for fuel, not electricity, with a wide shade to fit a chimney.
The reason why you have the wide opening in the shade is because it had to accommodate the chimney that you have. Later on, as they electrified these lamps, the openings got smaller because they didn't have to put the chimney through it.
Early Tiffany shades like this one weren't fully signed, but bore a simple prefix letter and a number, a detail only experts would recognize. A previous owner, unsure of its value, had added a fake signature, thinking it would boost its appeal. The lamp's base had also been stripped of its original brown finish, likely before the guest acquired it. Despite these alterations, the shade remained a breathtaking example of Tiffany's artistry, with its intricate design and vibrant colors. The appraiser pointed out that while the lamp had been electrified, the conversion was poorly executed, impacting its value. In its current state, the lamp was valued at its estimated auction price, with most of its worth tied to the stunning shade.
In today's market, the lamp as it is in a retail store would sell for around $5,000.
Oh, good.
Most of the value is in this shade, which is a lovely shade.
Had it been in perfect condition, the appraiser estimated its value would have been significantly greater.
Now, if it were in perfect condition, it would be $15,000.
Oh, wow.
A fascinating journey from a humble auction find to a treasured piece of Tiffany history, proving that sometimes the real treasure is hidden in plain sight. A stunning Tiffany & Co. pocket watch left its owner in awe after a surprising appraisal. The guest explained the origins of the watch, saying she received it as a birthday gift from her husband.
My birthday's in May, so emerald is the stone for May. I don't know if these are emeralds, but my father-in-law was Diamond Jim Moran.
The guest introduced the appraiser to Diamond Jim Moran, enlightening her to his extravagant personality.
In New Orleans, he was very well known. He had diamonds all over himself. He was a poor boy when he grew up and was very happy to celebrate his success by wearing diamonds all over. So everybody knew him as Diamond Jim.
The appraiser examined the watch, pointing out its elegant design and intricate craftsmanship. Signed by Tiffany & Co. on the dial, movement, and back, the watch was a true collector's piece. Its striking green stones were not emeralds, but rare demantoid garnets mined in Russia long ago. These gems, valued higher than emeralds, were commonly used in antique jewelry of that era. Accented with diamonds and detailed scrollwork, the watch showcased exceptional parure craftsmanship. Crafted around the late 19th century and set in 18-karat gold, it was an extremely rare and valuable find. The appraiser put a number on the estimated value of the piece in the current auction market.
Auction, I would estimate this piece at $10,000 to $15,000.
Wow! Hey, Anne, we're going to Italy.
Shocked and delighted, the guest joked about using the money for a trip to Italy. The appraisal revealed not just its value, but also its sentimental worth as a cherished heirloom. A sapphire and diamond ring with a matching bracelet left its owner stunned after an appraisal. The guest inherited them from her father, who had received them from her grandmother years ago.
This is my grandmother and one of my sisters in a knitting lesson. I know that this ring and bracelet was a gift to my grandmother. She wore it on her engagement finger, as shown in the picture, and then my father inherited it.
The appraiser confirmed the ring was from Tiffany & Co., influenced by a retro World War II style. It featured calibrated sapphires, old mine diamonds, and a 1.80-carat sapphire at its center. The sapphire likely originated from Ceylon, a region in India known for its high-quality gems. Made of platinum, the ring had intricate teardrop fluting along the sides, adding to its beauty. The bracelet, though matching the ring, was made of palladium instead of platinum. Palladium, a lighter metal, was commonly used, as the appraiser explained.
Mine diamonds, but what's interesting is the metal here is not platinum. It's palladium. It looks like platinum, but it's considerably lighter.
The bracelet contained about 2.5 carats of sapphires and 1.5 carats of diamonds. At auction, the bracelet was valued by the appraiser at its estimated price, surprising the guest.
At auction, the bracelet's $4,000 to $6,000.
The ring was then estimated at auction price by the appraiser, leaving her even more astonished.
We give you a price at auction for the ring, I would say $10,000 to $12,000.
Really?
Seriously.
Oh my goodness!
Overjoyed, she celebrated the unexpected value of her cherished family heirlooms. A Tiffany Studios inkwell passed down through generations left its owner amazed after an appraisal. The guest's grandmother gifted it to her after her grandfather passed away, having kept it on his desk.
It was passed down. My grandmother gave it to me last year after my grandfather had passed away. It sat on his desk first.
The appraiser confirmed it was an authentic Tiffany Studios piece, stamped on the bottom as proof. Tiffany Studios, founded by Louis Comfort Tiffany, was known for exquisite bronze and glass designs. Desk set items like this were popular from the early 1900s to the 1920s, including various accessories. What made this inkwell special was its rare blown-out Tiffany glass in a striking green color. The glass was blown through a cut-out lattice design, giving it a unique raised appearance. Though the inkwell insert was a standard replacement, the outer design remained in excellent shape. Some white specks on the surface turned out to be old paint, as the appraiser pointed out.
You know what that's from?
I have no idea.
These little white dots are when this piece was on the desk and they were painting the wall behind it with a roller.
Really? Really?
Right.
Despite minor condition issues, the glass itself was intact, making it a rare and valuable find. In a retail gallery, the inkwell could sell for a pretty decent price, as the appraiser estimated.
You have this lattice work that's cut out, and they actually blow the glass through this, so the glass protrudes. Inside, you have the inkwell. This is not Tiffany glass, this is a standard replacement.
Overwhelmed by the unexpected value, she marveled at the piece's history and craftsmanship. The lamp had hung in the same dining room for generations, casting its warm glow over countless meals. The guest inherited it from his grandfather, who purchased it directly from Tiffany Studios in 1915.
Well, I more or less inherited it when my grandfather passed away in 1964. It was purchased directly from Tiffany. Actually, my grandfather purchased 4 lamps on February 11th, 1915.
He remembered being told that it cost $90 when it was purchased, a hefty sum at the time. A faded Christmas photo from 1967 showed the lamp still proudly hanging in the dining room, untouched by time. The appraiser immediately identified it as a rare turtleback glass lamp, a piece of Tiffany craftsmanship. Its original patina and hardware made it even more special, setting it apart from most other lamps, as the appraiser explained.
And probably 90% of the hanging shades out there today do not have their original hardware, but you have that, and that actually adds value to the lamp.
While many of these lamps lost their hardware over time, this one remained in perfect condition, retaining all its original elements. The guest recalled that decades ago, he was told the lamp was worth around $12,000 to $15,000. The appraiser explained that Tiffany lamps had drastically increased in value over the years, especially ones in such remarkable condition. After carefully examining it, the appraiser estimated the lamp at a staggering value.
If this were for sale in a retail shop, I could see it selling easily for $150,000.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not.
The guest could hardly believe the appraiser's words and laughed in disbelief, his shock evident. He left the appraisal feeling stunned, realizing he had a true treasure worth far more than he could ever have imagined. The Cameo set, passed down through generations, had a story that stunned the appraiser. It was a precious gift from her husband to her great-great-grandmother on the birth of her son in 1864.
It belonged to my father-in-law's great-great-grandmother. They lived in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It was given to her on the birth of her son in 1864.
The appraiser inquired if the son was the first child, to which the guest confirmed with a smile. Acknowledging the tradition, the appraiser noted that this particular gift was far more elaborate than most. The appraiser revealed that the set was a parure, explaining its significance to the guest.
And we refer to this type of set as a parure, meaning that it's a collection of different pieces of jewelry. So we have here a bracelet, earrings, a brooch, and there's another brooch down here as well.
The cameos were carved from banded agate, a much harder material than shell, and stood out due to their remarkable thickness and dimensionality, which increased their value. The portraits were large three-quarter profiles, a rare and valuable feature in cameo jewelry. The appraiser observed the Tiffany & Co. hallmark, confirming it was sold by the prestigious retailer. He surmised that it was likely purchased in Italy and later resold by Tiffany, though the maker remained unknown. Upon questioning about the gold, the appraiser confirmed the set was made of 14-karat gold. Finally, he appraised the set at a value near its estimated auction price, leaving the guest pleasantly shocked.
A set of this scale and magnitude, I would say for insurance purposes, should be somewhere between $25,000 and $35,000.
Okay. Great.
A Tiffany Studios mirror, bought for just $2 at a yard sale, turned out to be worth a fortune.
I found this beautiful mirror in a yard sale in Hurley, New Mexico.
Do you know who made it?
No, I didn't find any marks on it.
The guest didn't see any markings, but thought it might be made out of copper and mother of pearl. The appraiser quickly identified it as a Tiffany Studios mirror from around the early 20th century. She paid just a measly $2 for the mirror, completely unaware of its true worth. Tiffany Studios made mirrors like this in a variety of sizes, and this one was relatively small. The design featured peacock feathers made from chased bronze, typical for the Art Nouveau period. It consisted of two types of Tiffany glass, one being leaded glass and the other being reflective mosaic glass. The peacock design was featured on the edge of the mirror with detailed chasing on the back. This motif was often used in Tiffany lamps, windows, and blown glass, as explained by the appraiser.
The peacock motif was used in stained glass lamps, windows, and also in Tiffany blown glass.
The appraiser pointed out a hidden Tiffany Studios New York stamp engraved on the back. The beveled glass had some silvering loss, but the appraiser advised keeping it as is. The appraiser revealed that the mirror could be worth a lot, far more than the guest's $2 find.
Well, something like this could sell in a shop for $25,000.
My God, I had no idea